recording this week already.
It's there.
But my mind is
Cheating, you can hear us before the show starts. Woo! What's up, fanboys and fangirls? How you doing? We're back. It's the What the Fanboy Show. I feel obliged to say, remember, the 5th of November. Great film, V for Vendetta. Anyway, I'm Luke, and sitting next to me here is Tyler.
What up, what up? And to my left, the beautiful Brett Eitzen, as always.
Cheers.
Perfect.
He's got his drink.
What's up? How you guys been this week?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty
as
good.
Shay says.
Yeah. Fitting for our show today, I think. Pretty good.
Howdy.
Hey, mister.
You guys have been spending some time in the Old West, I see.
Just a bit.
Just a little.
Alrighty, folks, I'll let you get back to it then. This is my favorite. This is, I know we're like gonna talk about it later, but I'll go up to talk to him and be like, hey, how you doing? All right, see ya. It reminds me of every time with Dumb and Dumber. Oh, big gulps. All right, see you around.
There's a lot of funny dialogue. My favorite is like you'll do something nice for somebody and you'll just be like, "Go on, get." He's like, "What? You just helped them. Like, why are you telling them right away?"
Oh yeah, we'll get a lot of that later about what people do to you and say to you.
Quick tease for the rest of the episode.
Yeah, our main topic.
I guess besides Red Dead, what have you been up to, Tyler?
So I recently picked up, well, recently as in yesterday, went and got Zelda Breath of the Wild for my Switch. I did beat it on the Wii U, but I loved it so much that I had to go get it again. I also picked up Super Mario Party. Haven't played too much of it yet. I have played a few mini games, and I really like it so far. I haven't played like a full game yet, but I'm a sucker for Mario Party. I used to love it back in the day. So,
nice.
obviously been playing Red Dead, Call of Duty as well, and my good friend Zach. Sorry, am I quiet?
Sorry, no.
Your elbow.
I kept bumping it.
Well, move your elbow.
Move yourself.
My good friend Zach. I went to lunch with him yesterday, and he gave me the Blu-rays for Avatar: The Last Airbender. So I have the whole series now, and I am told I need to watch it.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
That's everybody's reaction.
Just
so
binge it.
I don't know. I'm not good at binging, so it's gonna take me a little while, but I'll get through it.
Well, if it hits you like it probably did me and Brett, you'll be like, I gotta watch this. I watched that whole show in a weekend.
Yeah.
What?
That's impressive. You
Yeah,
won't get through it that fast because you're married and have a life.
Yeah, I was a freshman in college.
Oh, that makes sense.
So
I didn't have weekends in college.
I definitely did.
But yeah, that's about it, really. Getting ready to. I pre-ordered a book that comes out tomorrow.
Nice.
Pretty excited about that. It's called Arch Enemies. It's the sequel to Renegades. I spoke about that previously.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty excited about that. It's a superhero book and kind of set in its own little universe that I really enjoy. And finishing up the Killing Joke novel. So
Nice.
pretty chill week for me.
Yep.
It's my week's even more chill than that.
Let's hear about it then. Let's go. What do you got?
As usual, played me some Destiny. There was a new
Is
patch.
Is that a new game? Or?
Yeah, new game. This new game that's been out a year.
Oh,
and,
okay.
Yeah.
It's only been out a year.
Destiny 2 has only been out a year. And
gosh.
actually, fun fact, I'll just jump into one little news thing that we can just cross off now. The base game is free on PC through the 18th of November.
I got it for free when I bought Spider-Man.
Yeah. So,
I have 2 copies of it.
Still haven't made it to Titan.
Seabowl, if you want to play it on PC. I don't remember. You don't have it on PC, do you, Seabowl? Oh, yeah, I think you do. I can't remember.
We'll figure it out.
Anyways, they had an update this week, 2.0.5. Some good little quality of life stuff.
Yeah.
If you're still playing Destiny, you know what it's you probably know
What
what
you got?
it is, and yeah. Anyways, other than that, we did family photos this week, so that was real fun.
Do this, Caitlin. Or is that-
So we had some with Caitlin, and then my in-laws had some done with Mr. Vance.
Oh, cool.
So,
My family took pictures with Caitlin too.
and then yeah, that's right. I saw those on the
She did good.
social medias. But yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, you can see some of the behind the scene little pictures I grabbed of Claire and
I saw those
everyone,
today.
so.
I try not to like every single picture
You can like every single
because
picture.
I don't want it to be weird. But like, man, he likes all my pictures, and usually when I see him, there's nobody else that has liked it yet. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't want to be like that guy.
I like it. I like it in an hour.
I should like it and comment first next time.
First.
But yeah, so I have not been up to much this week. Luke, what about you?
Well, I've been playing a bunch of Red Dead, but I needed a break. So I was like, I'm going to get on Netflix and watch a movie. So I watched Young Guns, which is pretty much Red Dead Redemption. It's Kiefer Sutherland, Charlie Sheen, and Emilio Estevez about Billy Kid. It's pretty good. I enjoyed it. It's kind of dated, but it was fun. It was whatever. And then also, Tyler pre-ordered a book. I did my, every once in a while, I listen to a book. I can listen to stuff at work, and I only have so much music and so many podcasts that I can listen to before I'm like, I need something else. So I usually go and find a sci-fi book to listen to. And the one I picked out this time is a book called We Are Legion, We Are Bob.
So I've heard of this book, actually.
I have too. I heard it's really good. I heard it was funny. And after the last couple that I've done have all been a little bit heavy. Especially the Altered Carbon book.
Oh,
It was a lot of fun.
yeah.
The character is funny. He's enjoyable. It's about a dude who gets in a car wreck, and he had just sold his brain to research, and he wakes up in the year 2150 or something, and he's a sentient computer.
Oh,
And they send him out in space to kind of forge the universe. He has a 3D printer that can use any material to print pretty much anything. And Earth is in turmoil. Maybe it's destroyed. But it's a lot of fun, and the only character really is Bob, but he like duplicates himself. There's like 80 Bobs, and they all have different names, and they kind of have parts of Bob's original personality, but not all of them. So there's like the super goofy one who takes on the avatar in their VR, where they all communicate as Homer Simpson. They're, I guess, AI that also helps Bob in the spaceships that they're in is Admiral Akbar. Is how they. It's a super nerdy book. He loves Star Trek and Star Wars, so it's a lot of fun. So
Nice.
I'll probably check out the sequels because it's a trilogy.
Cool.
Who writes it? Or I guess-
Daniel. Hold on, I'll look it up.
do you know who voices it or is reading it?
Ray Porter, I'm pretty sure, was the reader.
That's
Here, I'll
a
bring it
lot
up.
of Bobs.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
A lot of Bobs.
Hi, Tyler's mom.
Tyler's mom.
Have I ever met your mom?
Don't know. Actually,
We need to get my mom in the chat.
get all the moms in
All the moms.
But yeah, that's everything. Well, I guess then we've both seen the new episode of Titans.
We can talk about that. real
Oh
quick.
yeah, do that. Do that.
Just real quick. This episode was awesome. My favorite episode so far. Doom Patrol for the win. I want that Doom Patrol show now, and I want a Negative Man cooking show.
I echo those same things. Couple pros that weren't mentioned. Robot Man was hilarious, like super funny. It's Brendan Fraser who's doing the voice, so pretty great. And I thought Ryan Potter was good as Beast Boy.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure how he would be because I only really know him from voice acting, but he did a really good job. I hated the guy who played Chief.
Yep.
Luckily, Luke reminded me he's been replaced, so that's good.
Yeah, Timothy Dalton's going to take over him. So.
And then my only other con is we still don't really have a clear direction for where the story of the show is going. Like, I feel like we're just building towards something, but we don't really know what it is yet. Well, we do, but we don't.
Yeah.
Like, if you know the backstory for the characters, you know what they're building to, but if you have no idea, then you're kind of lost.
Mm-hmm.
So
I guess
that's kind of frustrating.
I think biggest only really con, like I didn't like the Chief, but I knew it wasn't going to be him, so I just didn't care about him.
Right.
My con was that there wasn't a whole lot of Robin and Starfire. And they were kind of just there for their parts.
Mm-hmm.
And they showed up at the end of the episode.
That is also one of my favorite moments, though, when Starfire is standing next to the Doom Patrol, and they're like, "You don't want to do this, or you don't want to mess with us," and she says something to the effect of, "Oh, I know," and looks at him, and her eyes turn green like her eyes in the comics, and I was like, "Oh, we're going there, we're getting there."
Fight. But yeah, Negative Man is awesome. I thought Matt Bomer was okay. I know he had just been cast, so he was replaced in that episode probably pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But big shout out to the guy under the mask for that episode. He was great. Doing all the body acting pretty much.
Yeah.
That was really impressive. But yes, awesome episode. Doom Patrol is dope.
Yeah, they're going to be great. Their show is going to be really fun, too.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing I didn't mention, but I felt like the tone of this episode is more the tone they should go for the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Like, it's still serious, but it's also lighthearted and fun, and it was an enjoyable episode to watch. I definitely think it was the best episode of the season so far.
Yes.
And it's nice to know that the team is about assembled. So,
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
The author is Dennis E. Taylor,
Oh. Okay.
and it is narrated by Ray Porter. So
awesome.
I was right about one of those. At least.
Yeah, there you go. Battle Rifles watching Titans. My
Yeah.
guy. Yeah, that moment was awesome. Let me catch up on the chat. Hunter, what's up, dude?
Yo, Hunter!
And
My
Shay,
boy.
that is a lot of Bobs. I think we mentioned that, but
I read that wrong.
when you see it at a first glance,
I saw
yes,
that's a lot of boobs.
You-
I'm sorry.
it happens. So,
So what do we got?
Battle Rifle, I loved Altered Carbon. I had a great time with the book and the show.
Yeah. Agreed.
I have not watched it, but I am curious and interested in reading the book. So, we shall see.
But yeah,
But There was some news
Just
this week.
bit of news.
Just a little
Love
bit.
the news.
And by a little bit, I mean a ton of news.
Who wants to go first?
I think Brett should go first.
Sure. I'm not going to have nearly as much to say this episode, so I'll go first.
You got to take advantage of that now.
That's right. One of the sandbox designers for Call of Duty Black Ops Blackout, the Blackout mode, was on Twitter talking about some of the most common complaints, things that they hear all the time that are going to get patched. The big things are the 9-bang grenades.
That's good.
They're a little OP right now.
Just a
Yeah.
tad.
They're a little hot. And then SMGs getting balanced for a little bit more of a mid game, I guess.
A little less range on
Yeah.
those. Yeah, that'd be nice.
There were some other notes in there, but those were the two things that really stood out to me.
Awesome.
Yeah, I kind of get tired of those SMGs sometimes.
I think that'll be good to nerf the 9-bangs. I think those things, if you can find it, like, they're easy to find, but if you find one, you can just terrorize people with those things. It is just ridiculous.
What you got, Tyler?
So Black Friday is quick approaching. For those of you interested in getting some hardware, there's two deals that stood out to me that I think you should take note of. The Nintendo Switch coming with Mario Kart for $299.99. So that's the standard price for a Switch, but you're getting a game as well. Usually they don't come with a game, and Mario Kart is Mario Kart, so I think it's worth it. The other one is
Great party game.
Yeah, Mario Kart is amazing. The other notable, there's a 1 terabyte PS4 bundled with Spider-Man for $199.99. And that's quite the steal.
Yeah.
Spider-Man will definitely be in the Game of the Year contention.
And you might as well pick up God of War when you're at it.
Yeah, because that's $25 on Black Friday. So there's some good deals
I'm
coming.
buying another one.
I'll try to bring a couple little deals every week leading up to.
Yeah, we'll stay on top of that.
Hunter says they are fantastic 9-bang life. They're a cheat code. This episode was impressive and disappointing. How many Guardians is Raven going to jump to where they take advantage of her?
That's true.
Yeah, I thought that too, Battle Rifle, and then I was thinking, like, maybe this is why they casted such a young person to play Raven, so that they could write that off as she's just young and dumb. And so we'll see what happens. Hopefully she gets smarter, but right now, yeah, she's kind of dumb.
All right, so Bad Boys 3.
Let's go.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Bad Boys 1, I like. Bad Boys 2 was long. I'm excited for this. I think these are kind of guilty pleasure movies. I don't really think they're
for
good.
sure. They're not good, but they're yeah.
I think they're
And Michael Bay
hilarious.
isn't directing it. So
Yeah.
it can be one of the best movies of the year, possibly.
of that year.
Follow up. Will
Yes.
Smith is just awesome to follow on social media, and he's got a YouTube channel. And if you guys aren't, go follow Will Smith.
Will Smith
he
the
puts
man.
out great stuff, which is what makes me even more excited for Bad Boys 3.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I love the Bad Boys movies.
Yeah.
So
Ride together, die together. Bad Boys for life.
So, next, Tyler refused to put this on his list of news items. So, we'll see what you feel about that. James Cameron's Avatar. Next, 4 Avatar sequel movies, which have apparently all been shot already. I don't know. I can't keep track. They now have names. These are
rumored titles.
unconfirmed.
They're all terrible.
Siebel specifically mentioned this on Twitter about wanting us to talk about it. So, what do we think of these names?
They're terrible. Where's the
So, for those of you who don't know, it's Avatar: Way of the Water would be the first sequel, and then Avatar: The Seed Bearer,
Sounds
the Tolkien Rider, and The Quest for Ewa.
Awa.
I don't know. I haven't seen the
Awa's the god.
No, I know. Yeah,
Okay.
no, I know. I just haven't seen it in so long I forgot how to pronounce it.
These are, oh my gosh, they're terrible. Why not just Avatar 2, Avatar 3, Avatar 4, Avatar 5?
why not just leave a good thing alone? Just an idea. I don't know. I didn't love Avatar, but I do realize it's pretty good, and a lot of people really enjoy it. But I gotta milk the cash cow, baby.
I'm really actually conflicted on this.
I am too.
Because I really want to see what James Cameron can do with it. But at the same time,
I hope
like,
they just get critically panned.
Here's the deal.
That would make me so happy.
Here's the deal. It's a bad bet to bet against James Cameron.
It is.
Like, you look at his track record, like, this is the most out there thing he's ever done in terms of, like, throwing a curveball.
It's the highest grossing film of all time.
He's got a bunch of films that are critically acclaimed and to make just a ton of money. Oh, yeah, Battle Rifle. They're making 4 live-action Avatar sequels.
Like Avatar, the blue people, the blue animal, whatever.
Not
what
the
are they
Last
called?
Airbender.
the Na'vi.
This is the
The
one.
Na'vis.
Yeah, the
James Cameron's Avatar.
James Cameron. So, yeah, we'll see what they do. I don't know.
I like Battle Rifle's thought for Bad Boys 3, though. You need Michael Bay to direct a Bad Boys film. You need him to constantly tilt a camera and add that Orange Miami filter to it.
Nope.
We can mess with aspect ratios for 3 hours as well.
Oh my gosh.
Every 20 seconds we'll change it. It'll be great. So, yeah, Battle Rifle. Avatar, the blue people. Not the Airbender. That's going to be a live-action Netflix show, though.
Yep.
So, Shakur, when is RDR2 coming out online? The thought is this month is the last I saw. They haven't really given a firm date because the game has a 60-hour campaign and they want people to play it. Yeah. So they're kind of holding off on that. But if you look at your trophies or achievements, there are already achievements and trophies in the game for the online portion. So it's probably already done. They're just kind of waiting.
Yeah, my guess would be they're doing slight bug fixes and
just testing it internally and seeing what they can do. And then they said they're going to release it as a beta.
Yeah.
In other words, they're going to release it, and if it sucks or it's crappy, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, it was a beta. We can fix it. So, soon.
I'm not worried about that. I mean, if you're enjoying Red Dead Redemption 2,
you'll enjoy the online.
Much like Grand Theft Auto, this game is going to have an incredible shelf life. It's going to have legs. So
You're farther than us, Battle Rival.
Yeah.
Anyways, what else we got news-wise? We'll hit Red Dead up more later.
Let's go back to the Nintendo Switch. Rumored to be getting a YouTube app this week. That's something I think that should have been there at
Day one.
when it shipped.
Day one.
Because I think it has Hulu already.
It does.
Yeah, it has Hulu, but it doesn't have YouTube.
Or Netflix.
And
Netflix surprises me more than YouTube. I think with YouTube, you run the risk of content, which is what Nintendo's all about.
Yep.
Like, we're safe for kids. We're safe for your children can get on and play our system and not run into what they're going to find on the Xbox or the PS4 or PC.
Yeah.
So YouTube, that's great.
I wonder if it'll be gated though. I'm sure you'll be able to set your own parameters, and it'll be like on the Xbox.
It'll be
if you're not signed into your name, you can't watch certain videos and stuff. So
that wouldn't surprise me either.
I don't know. I think that'd be great if it came to the Switch. I mean, I use my Switch as a tablet then.
Yeah.
So.
All right, I got a news for all you Walking Dead fans out there.
Oh no.
Rick Grimes is back, baby. He's getting his own trilogy on AMC or something. He's
either
getting movies.
You watch the show?
I quit.
Did you hear about the twist?
No, I don't care. I couldn't care less, honestly.
So the whole thing this season was that, and I guess spoilers if you watched the show and you haven't seen the latest episode, that this was going to be Rick's last season, and so
episode.
Well,
season, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And so,
shut up, Tyler.
The implication there is he's going to die.
Right.
And the implication in the show, in the moment to moment, is that, he's sacrificing himself. He's blowing up this bridge, whatever. And then they do the whole twist thing where, oh no, he's alive, and he gets saved by this helicopter, comes down and picks him up and takes him away. And then they reveal that he's going to be in 3...
A trilogy.
Yeah, 3...
They just said he's going to be in some movies.
Yeah. AMC movies.
Oh, God.
So he's out of the show, but still on the...
I cannot take any more Walking Dead stuff. I'm sorry if you're a fan of that, but...
Yeah.
They lost me at
If any of you guys still watch it, let us know if you liked what they did with Rick.
Anyway. You're up again, Brett.
Blizzard had their BlizzCon this week. Number of announcements. I'll just mention one, which got the most press. Diablo Immortal coming to mobile, and my gosh, there was some loud voices in the room about this.
People are pissed.
To be clear, there's like no. Here's what I dislike about it. There's really no reason for them to be pissed, even though they didn't straight up announce Diablo 4. They basically said,
coming.
we have multiple Diablo teams working on different projects. It's not like they're taking resources away from Diablo 4 to make this game. But that's how gamers seem to be.
Yeah, they're one track. Once they hear something they don't like, they tear it down. But something that came out today, actually, Blizzard revealed they actually had Diablo 4 set to be announced, and they canceled it last minute before BlizzCon. I think that's just them trying to save face, but...
Probably.
Yeah, but I mean, they could have just done a whole Bethesda thing and just be like,
you just need a logo.
Title.
Yeah,
it's there. It's
just
happening.
Throw the logo up and some music, and
people will be like,
amazed. I mean, there would have been some backlash.
Yeah, they did with Starfield and Elder Scrolls.
Anyways, yeah, and sorry.
No, you're fine.
Well, just another quick Diablo. I think it's the other Diablo news is that Diablo 3 is now available on the Switch.
I almost got that yesterday instead of Zelda.
Yeah.
I had Zelda in my hand. I was looking and I was like, this game's just too good. I have to get Zelda. So I'll get Diablo eventually, though, I think, just to try it out on the Switch.
Yeah.
So, my turn?
Yeah. Do it.
More Nintendo.
Battle Rifle, he's not getting his own show. He's getting movies.
A movie trilogy is what I saw.
TV movies.
Oh, they're going to be TV.
Yeah, straight to TV.
They're
movies.
on AMC.
Oh, they're AMC, so
I didn't know if they were doing
not
like
like
their
they're
little
going-
films.
They're not
No.
in theaters, but it's not his
they
own
don't got that kind of money for
series.
Walking Dead.
That's crazy. Okay. Well, sorry, you guys knocked me off my track. Nintendo.
Man, what's you Nintendo?
I don't know. It's a Nintendo week for me. A lot of people like
wrong
the
with
Metroid games.
Nintendo.
Brie Larson dressed up as Samus for Halloween.
Woo-hoo.
And also said, and this is a rumor, but apparently she said she wants to play Samus in a Metroid movie.
It's a fun rumor.
I'll take
it's
it.
not happening for a while,
Yeah.
if ever. But I would love it.
It's
like
I would watch it.
Oh, heck yeah. I'm just glad that now that character is going to be in the conversation for movies.
yeah. Again, I don't think it's happening anytime soon. Don't hold your breath.
Oh,
but
Or do hold your breath, and if you make it that long, you'll probably set some sort of record.
world record.
I didn't make it. So one of my favorite movies of all time
Yes.
is Gladiator.
Hope
Hope
I don't
y'all-
know how I feel about this.
Hope y'all are ready for Gladiator 2.
No.
Again, I said this earlier.
Ridley
Some things should be left alone.
So Ridley Scott said he's planning a sequel to Gladiator. It's going to follow Lucius, who was the little boy in that movie. Listen, this is a lot better than the original plan for Gladiator 2, which was the spirit of Maximus traveling through the different generations, and it was going to be like the World War II movie and all that stuff. So at
here's the
least this is a
problem.
lot better direction than that.
Like, I need Ridley Scott to make new things. That's my problem. And
Yeah.
he's not. He's making
I need Ridley Scott to
bunch of
make new
sequels.
things that are good, like The Martian.
yeah.
Martian was
great.
great.
It was fantastic. Let's get more of that. I mean, not more Martian. We don't need a Martian 2.
Here's what Watney's doing now.
But, like, again, just leave well enough alone.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'll be there. For
I'll
this
watch.
movie.
I'll absolutely watch it.
I love Gladiator, and this will pull me in right away. But it's
I
not
just
going to be
I
good.
don't. I'm frustrated seeing some of the great directors of the last century like shoehorned into just doing sequels all
Yeah.
the time, and that frustrates me.
I agree.
I mean, we saw what Steven Spielberg could do with a new IP this spring with
Ready Player One.
Ready Player One. Like, that was... I had some issues with it, but I would still take that over, you know, other sequels.
Yeah.
Like, give them new stuff.
Over the Extraterrestrial 2,
Yeah.
the return of or The Search for Spock.
Ooh, Battle Rifle says that Ridley Scott is the space director. Agree, he should make a new universe like a No Man's Sky film. That would be interesting. Like a pure space exploration film that's not necessarily like a horror, but like a still maybe like a little survival.
You had me at space exploration.
Nice. Luke, what you got?
I just went, but I can go again.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I thought
Send it
that was
back.
Tyler.
Send it back.
All right. Also at
invisible ball.
BlizzCon, new Overwatch character Ash was revealed.
The Pokemon trainer.
Yeah, the Pokemon. She is a very like floaty robot. Look, or no, that's not right at all. There was
She's
a
like a
there was a
person.
floaty robot, but she's like the she's like a cowgirl, like a bandit that's kind of a flip to McCree, or the other side of a McCree coin. Sorry, there was a floaty robot.
She's a
It
sniper
was-
type character.
Yeah, but the floaty robot is not Ash.
They did say that there will be 5 more characters coming to the game.
Yeah, and I think the floaty robot's one of them.
Nice.
I don't play Overwatch, so I don't really know
good
what
game.
we're talking about.
Overwatch is an example of a game as a service done right. That thing has held on for what, going on 3 years now?
And it's $15 on Black Friday.
It's doing great. There's tons of free updates. They do microtransactions better than anyone else. It's all cosmetic.
I've spent
I had a
money on those
lot of fun with that
microtransactions.
game, and I haven't played in a while. And
I occasionally will play.
I might pop back in. We should do a stream sometime.
We could. I occasionally hop on and play
I'll just
for a bit.
come in for the commentary.
Just hang out.
Yeah.
I'll crack some jokes at the other people you're killing.
Okay.
Booyah.
So here's one that really excited me today. Unfortunately, I don't play a whole lot of Fortnite, but Epic and the NFL made a deal. And you will be able to buy your favorite team's uniform and assign a number to that jersey and play in that uniform. Super cool. I'm a huge football fan for people who have listened in the past. Absolutely love football. Like, eat, sleep, and breathe it.
I don't understand.
And I think it would be super cool to put on the Redskins uniform and run around and kill people on Fortnite. I just don't play it as much now that Call of Duty's out. But I think this is cool. This is Epic has just
Mahomes.
Epic has just done some crazy stuff.
Cheat up.
Thought you were a Packers fan.
I like the Packers. They had a rough game last night.
Were you a bandwagoner?
Redskins
On
got
Mahomes, bandwagoner? I welcome you. I mean, I don't care.
Redskins got.
I didn't know who he
smacked.
was before the season, so if that means I'm a bandwagoner, then sure. No,
I mean, it's
I don't want to get off on a sports tangent, but
sports.
yeah.
Jeez. So the Game of Thrones prequel. We have some casting
Yeah.
and a
good
supposed
cast.
title. I think George R. R. Martin was like, "Oh, there's casting for The Long Night," but some people are like, "Huh?"
Was he
but-
supposed to say that?
And Naomi Watts was cast as the lead female, and some dude from Poldark. I don't remember his name. I didn't write it down.
That's good.
So that's moving forward.
Yeah, I like Naomi Watts, and if it is the long night and that period of time, I think that could be really interesting. I'm all for more Game of Thrones. The Game of Thrones prequel is a little bit like The Hobbit for me. No matter how bad it is, I'm just happy to be back in that world.
I'm really excited for Game of Thrones to finish.
I don't think the Hobbits are bad movies. Just saying.
I think The Hobbit is fine for what it is. I enjoy watching it, even though it's not good. I think so. Chris doesn't like them.
No, Chris doesn't like
Chris despises them.
We should have him on and he can share his thoughts.
Hobbit episode.
I'm out of news, so you guys finish off your...
I wrote down some stuff and I couldn't remember if we had talked about it last week or
Oh,
not.
run them off. I'll tell you.
The first look at Henry Cavill's girl. Did we talk about that
We
last
did
week?
not talk about that, and oh, Lord, have mercy.
Listen, so
That is not the...
He looks horrible.
it does not look good, but the thing is,
You know what he would look great as? Superman. That was a terrible decision.
Oh.
I love the Witcher game, but gosh, it looks so bad.
they just I
You
think
give him a white beard, I think it would look okay.
it's a young girl. He didn't have the scar, and he didn't. he would look better with a beard, but I think the wig is just not very good. It's
not.
low quality.
It's not.
And you never know.
I don't know if it's just the reveal, how that thing was filmed. It was a weird, like, coming out of darkness and, black background. Maybe on set, in scene, this looks fine. Yeah. But it did not impress me at all.
But, thankfully, I have no attachment to The Witcher whatsoever. So I was just like, oh well. And I moved on. And I cried because he hasn't gotten a Superman movie.
He looks a lot better as Superman. That's my thought. I
agree.
Speaking of...
Ooh, somebody should put his messed up mustache face with the wig. Negative and negative makes a positive. Math.
Speaking of positive, the early showings of Fantastic Beasts 2 have been starting, and the reactions are exceedingly positive. They're showing the movie pretty early to fans. That's 2 weeks. I mean, that's a pretty big deal. So they must feel pretty confident in their movie.
I think this is a good sign that the studio is confident in their product. And
Yates, man. Yates and Rowland.
Yates is great. He's such a good director. I'd like to see him do more
something else
outside of the Harry Potter
He doesn't
world.
need to.
But he could. He could do so much good stuff.
Did you see Legend of Tarzan?
I did see Legend of Tarzan.
I thought the movie was good too. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, it's amazing, but I had a good time watching that.
I would agree. It certainly had its moments, and it had its moments where I was like, oh, why are we doing this? But for the most part, it was a fine film and a good take on a relatively well-known story that's been
that can be last.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
The core of that story is definitely owned by Disney, in terms of like how we think of Tarzan.
Trash in the camp.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're gonna finish up these news stories real quick, and then I want to answer Shakur's question.
Do it.
So my last news story, and this is really funny to me because when Luke and I went and saw Halloween last week, Will Patton was in the movie, and I was like, man, Will Patton hasn't done anything in forever. And those of you who don't know, Will Patton is the coach and Remember the Titans, Coach Yost. And I felt like I hadn't seen him in anything. And then today he was cast as Avery Sunderland in the Swamp Thing show on DC Universe. Avery Sunderland is the villain of the series. He's like a military guy who wants to use the power of the swamp for profit. So there's your news fact of the day, because I'm pretty sure most people didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that until today when I looked him up. So, yeah, Will Patton making a comeback in the acting game. Yeah. They must have liked him in Halloween. So, Luke, what do you got?
First thing, I can never remember if we talked about this yet, but there's going to be a Falcon Bucky spin-off show on Disney Play.
Was that confirmed?
I think so.
Okay. When I hadn't seen it, I thought I saw rumor. So yeah, no, that's fine.
That's interesting.
That'd be good. Yeah. I'm totally down for that. They've got good chemistry together.
They were fun. Of course.
For the one
they also both got dusted, so just Disney keeps confirming every character coming back.
It's the worst kept secret. Yeah. Wouldn't it be the greatest thing ever
if they're just like, psych, none of these are happening.
Exactly. There's no Spider-Man. There's none of these TV shows that are actually happening, because they are actually all that, like, greatest long con in marketing history for Avengers 4. Oh god,
I would be so sad.
I would,
because I really want another Spider-Man movie and another Black Panther.
I know.
Movie.
Yeah, no, for sure. I do have one more.
Oh, you do?
I thought of one. I remembered one.
Okay,
go casting
for
Birds of Prey.
Yep. Okay, I'm taking
Ian McGregor as Black Mask.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. I didn't write down, so I wasn't
You got
100%.
it. Black Mask.
First off,
Roman
Ian
silence,
McGregor underused recently in movies. Like, he just needs to be in more.
He was in Fargo season 3.
Oh, I did not watch Fargo season 3.
With the girl who's playing Huntress.
All right.
So there's that, and there's also some relationship drama with that we don't need to talk about. But also, when this came out, the director Kathy Ann confirmed that movie's going to be rated R.
Sweet.
So
yeah, no, it's awesome.
It's going to be fun. I've got one more thing.
Do it.
Episode 9 of these Star Wars movies is going to be, putting this in air quotes for you iTunes listeners, course correction for Star Wars.
How do you correct the course in the last movie of a trilogy?
It's JJ.
It's going to be open-ended.
It's going to be another Death Star.
Oh.
That's the rumor, isn't it?
So
this was the Death Star. This is Starkiller Base. And this is Starkiller Death Squadron Base.
This should be Killer Star Base.
I'll say two things about this. As the one person in this room who likes The Last Jedi.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'll say two things about it. First off, I hope that this is just bad PR. And when I say bad PR, I mean it's good PR for them because they're reacting to what a lot of right, minority or not, like they heard a lot of noise about The Last Jedi and then Solo. Clearly, when they're talking course correction, they're talking about Last Jedi.
Me and Tyler did not like The Last Jedi Battle Rifle.
I love it. It's maybe my favorite Star Wars film. My second thought is I just think it's a bad.
Don't overdo. Don't overcorrect.
Don't overcorrect. Right.
This is what Warner Brothers has been doing for the past 6 movies.
Exactly. There's a space to say, yeah, we could come back on some things, right? We could make Rey's lineage something special and not totally ruin what she learned in The Last Jedi from that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you're right. My fear is that this is just going to be the biggest
fan service
movie ever, and if that is the case, I'm so disappointed. Mm-hmm. Now, and that's my biggest fear. And that's my biggest fear because JJ does great fan service movies. Like the Star Wars or the Star Trek movies are all fan service. There's the first reboot movie was like Star Trek was not all fan service. Like that was good on its own, but Into Darkness was complete fan service.
To Wrath of Khan.
Yeah. Right. So, I mean, we'll see. Yeah. I'm hoping. I mean,
one of the reasons I did not like Solo was because you're just like, hey, look at this. Oh, you like that? Check this out. Hey, look at this. It's R2-D2.
Yeah.
He's from Star Wars.
Hey, you remember these dice? No? Well, we're going to show them to you 5 times.
Yeah, I don't want them to be like, oh, there were some people who didn't like that. We need to do the complete opposite.
Right.
Which is what they did with Justice League. And that's kind of like, I like Justice League, though.
I think we've seen in the last maybe not 5 years, the last 3 years with big franchise movies, the movies that do the best and are most critically received and B, get the most traction fan-wise are the ones where you let a creator do their thing.
Yeah. And I'd say if they're going to do any course correction, I'd say the only thing they really need to do is say, in this trilogy, this is what we're doing. Not, all right, you take this movie, you take the next one, guys don't need to talk at all.
No, absolutely.
And you take the last one, but we're going to fire you eventually.
Yeah. No, I agree. That they need to have that narrative thread already.
Why?
I haven't looked at the chat at all, so if you
Battle Rifle and Tyler are chatting.
Battle Rifle's my guy.
But we don't need to go into a Star Wars episode, so.
No, we don't. That's very true. So,
any other news?
Luke has one last news story that's going to slingshot us into the meat of the show.
Yeah. So, in the first weekend that Red Dead came out, it made $725 million.
For those of you who don't know, that is the biggest entertainment opening in history.
That is ridiculous. That is so much money.
The guys at 2K Interactive are so happy.
They're very happy. Rockstar always delivers, though.
They do.
Like,
there's a reason it took 8 years.
Yeah.
And 100-hour work weeks.
And I assumed the
you can tell that they worked 100 hours.
It took the title from Grand Theft Auto. I assume.
Yeah, it did. And I think it will make more money than GTA 5.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Well, GTA 5 has made $5 billion.
$5 billion?
Yes, it's the highest. It's the highest.
No, I was gonna say
grossing.
The thing about Grand Theft is that I think it has more universal appeal.
Yeah. That's probably true.
So yeah, it probably won't surpass Grand Theft Auto.
There's this thing that came out a while back, and there's like, what is the single most highest grossing form of media? And people are like, oh, it's got to be the Marvel movie, blah blah blah. It's Star Wars, duh. And then somebody's like, GTA 5, it's made $5 billion. It's because of all the microtransactions.
Consistently been on the top 10 NPD for like selling every month for like the past 5 years. Don't ask why. It blows my mind. Well, I know why, because they released at the end of one console life cycle, and they remastered it for the second one,
and they
it's good. It's a good marketing move.
Okay, so I have to say this real quick. Battle Rifle said they should make Finn a villain in the next Star Wars movie, and then he asked me to ask him why. So I said, why? He said they should make Kylo Ren manipulate Finn into thinking he should turn on the Resistance. He should basically say the only reason they had him was because he knew the layouts of the ships. Also, because it would Finn-ish the Star Wars series.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, crushing it.
Thank you for that. That is great.
Oh, Shay, that was great.
Oh, never mind. Shay said that. I'm sorry. Not Battle Rifle.
Shay said the last part.
I love this. Cody G. Hey, what's up, dude? So yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Let's jump to that review.
Cash cow already. Now we can talk about some of the story, some of the pros, cons, and we kind of mentioned impressions last week. Yep. Do you have anything to say to further your impression at all?
I mean, my impression was this game is incredible, and I stand by that.
Okay, so my impression last week was this might be my new favorite game, and the impression this week is it is my new favorite game. It is taking the top spot from the first one, from Red Dead Redemption, which I will, just a heads up, I will probably call that the second game 20 times during this review. So I'm sorry in advance. Yeah. I did it at dinner tonight as well when I was talking to Luke.
Yeah, so. I corrected him every time.
So yeah.
Kick
it off. How do you want to do this? You want to go?
Should we just
recommendation, then pros and cons? Or?
Yeah, let's just do that. For me, it's a fanboy worthy, because somebody will get this and will be like, "Holy moly, this game is slow, and I feel like I'm doing stuff that I don't want to do," because you literally have to do everything in this game. And I know some people won't like that. It's a really high fanboy worthy. I think it's up there on this fanboy worthy scale of our fanboy scale. That's confusing. But
we're introducing sub tiers now.
But yeah, it's amazing. It's incredible. It's going to revolutionize a lot of video games. Like, people are going to be like, "Oh, remember, see what Red Dead 2 just did? We need to do something like that." But there's so many little things in this game, and I'm just like, seriously? I'm tired of doing that. And that's what knocks it down from a booyah. For me.
I would have to put it... Sorry, Battle Rifle says Red Dead Redemption is terrible. Do I have a tag duct taped to my mask that I'm Arthur Morgan? I would put the game at a booyah. I'm obviously biased. Red Dead Redemption 1 was my favorite game. Now, this is my new favorite.
Makes you biased.
It definitely makes me biased. It's a booyah for me. I think most people can find enjoyment. I think coming from, if you're a GTA fan, I think Red Dead Redemption 2 piggybacks on some of the things they do well in that and adds more to it. And I don't know. I have like a weird interest in the Wild West. I think it's a cool time period. Mm-hmm. And if you have any interest in that at all, I think you will absolutely love Red Dead Redemption 2, because they do a great job of making you feel like you're truly living in that world. And I think that's hard to do. One of the things that was said after Red Dead Redemption 2 came out was, this is what video games could be. And I think that's very accurate. I think Red Dead Redemption 2 is definitely a one-of-a-kind game. So.
Mm-hmm. And, like, I'll compare it to Western movies real quick.
Sure.
If you grab somebody and you're like, hey, we're going to watch Pale Rider, great Clint Eastwood movie. You sit down and you watch that, like, 3-hour movie. Halfway through it, they're going to be like, can I go home? What is going on? This preacher is kind of creepy. Not everybody's going to like it.
Sure.
Which is why I give it a fanboy worthy.
Right.
I love Westerns, though, so. Especially Pale Rider. And Unforgiven.
And I don't love Western movies, so. I like them, but I don't love them.
I watched Young Guns. It was good. It was a Western. Kiefer Sutherland.
So, do we want to jump into some cons first before we do pros?
Yeah, let's get those out of the way.
Hit those cons.
Let's get the bad news out of the way.
And like,
And
I feel like I'm going to talk about some of these cons because I actually have a lot, but they're like so little. I feel like, but also they're just bad enough that they drive me insane.
They're annoying. They're not game-breaking annoying. They don't make you want to put down the controller, but they're still like every time you have to deal with them, you're annoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first one for me is button mashing. I get so tired of having to hit A when I'm wanting to sprint. It's a really small thing, but it's just like, seriously. And what I always think about is using the boat in God of War. It's just you steer the boat and Kratos does everything for you, and you're like, man, I'm driving this boat like a boss right now. And you just don't have to worry about it because that's something I don't want to have to worry about, like, gotta go as fast as I can, you know. And my thumb gets tired. It's
small thing, but
it's a small thing.
Absolutely a con. No,
yeah,
absolutely. Some of my cons are also pros.
I actually have a pro that is also a con.
Yeah. So should I say my con and then my pro if they're almost the same?
Yeah.
Okay. So one of my cons is the semi-realism.
Mm-hmm.
I think it adds unnecessary activity and times. But at the same time, I really enjoy it because the semi-realism makes the game feel more immersive. I feel like I'm living in that world. I feel like that world is lived in. And I think that's something that a lot of games have tried to do, and not many have been able to accomplish it in the way that Red Dead Redemption 2 has.
Yeah, and I have that too. But it just comes down to the things like that are micromanaging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, you have to brush your horse or it loses health and stamina faster. Mm-hmm. Which, at the beginning of the game for me, I was like, oh, that's cool. You know? I got to take care of my horse.
12
now I'm
hours in, you're like, oh my gosh.
12 hours in. I wish I was just 12 hours in because I get to do some of that sweet stuff again. But
you always can replay the missions.
That's true. I can do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go do that.
Put that in your pro column.
Pro replay missions.
Pro tips.
But like, I get tired of brushing my horse now because I have to stop my horse pretty much. You can only do it at a trot. And I'm going after it, man. I'm going down the road.
Ready
my
to go.
Is like, feeding and eating, cleaning your gun, and I think a lot of it is because it's like, oh, you have to take care of your guns in real life, but you just like, it's good. It's like, it's not even really that real.
Right.
It's like they try and make it real by making you clean your gun, but you do it in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
When in reality, you probably have to take apart the whole gun.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a lot of cool stuff, and a lot of it's done really well, but I've hit the point where a lot of it's tedious.
Yeah. So, before the chat gets too far behind, there are some comments. The graphics are amazing. The install takes forever. That's Battle Rifle. Shay brings up a really good point, and I probably should have mentioned that as well. There really aren't too many games out there that are based off of the Old West. That is one of the key things that makes the game special.
Yeah.
Agree 100%. Seabull, thank goodness this game came out on PC. Oh, wait. Hey, man, Black Friday, there's some pretty good PlayStation and Xbox deals. So if you want to play it that bad, it's there. There's a way to do it.
Okay, on the graphics. I'm in a swamp area now, and I was going through at night, and it was foggy. And the graphics were, like, spooking me out a bit.
What are you playing it on?
Xbox One S.
S.
I'm playing it on PlayStation 4. It's a good question.
That is a good question.
I've heard that it looks best on Xbox One X.
Yeah.
No surprise to me.
It's
a 107 gigabyte game. It better look good on Xbox One X.
Yeah, the PS4, I guess, is upscaling. It's not doing a true 4K. It's upscaling. And
I don't have a 4K TV, so...
Yeah.
Doesn't
I don't know.
really.
1080p, boy.
The HDR feature on it is
I will say that that's one of the things that Rockstar does that frustrates a lot of people, which is not release their game on PC at the same time as consoles. And I can feel that. I can understand that frustration.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah, Siebel, that sucks.
It does suck, and I hate that you can't play it, but I'm sure that they're going to, because this isn't going to be a console gap game, I would bet it comes out on PC in a year.
Oh, yeah. Next fall.
So,
for sure.
I if you can wait that long.
Yep.
Battle Rifle also mentioned there's a lot of bugs. That is one of my cons, actually.
Yeah.
I think horse mechanics...
I got that right there.
...are an absolute nightmare at times.
Got it right there. It says horses.
Yeah. The horse... So the horse mechanics aren't bad, but they are a little wonky, and I think they're not as tight as they could be.
I feel like stuff just constantly goes wrong with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's really good, like, for the most part, but there's always something that's going to happen. Like, I feel like they spend a lot of time on cleaning your guns and patting your horse and not enough time on
being able to jump over a rock,
making your horse run smoothly, or little things like that. I mean, these are small fish to fry, in my opinion. I don't think that the horse mechanics are so bad that it breaks the game. But they're there. They're absolutely there, and we'd be foolish to not mention them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely worth mentioning.
And kind of like with that, I feel like a lot of these things happen when I'm on horses, but I'll run into people and I'll talk to them, and I feel like the reactions are so extreme all the time. Like, I'll be like, "Hey, mister," and they're like, "Get away from me, and I'll kill you." It's like, oh my gosh. And then they point a gun at me, and what am I supposed to do? I have to kill them, and then I get a bounty. Or I'm going down the road, on my horse, I'm trotting.
It's probably cyclical in the fact that because you keep killing people, they're more nervous.
Okay.
And
No. I'm super honorable in this game. I'm almost at the top with, like, being a great guy.
Fake news.
Ask me where I'm at on that meter.
He's at the very bottom.
I'm pretty close to the very bottom.
Nice.
I'm living in the Wild West, baby. And it's wild.
I'm trying to save the West.
I'm trying to make sure the gunslingers prosper.
I'm trying to make sure I prosper.
Tyler, you said that Red Dead 1 is like your favorite game of all time. You think this is better?
So,
or
are you in reference to Cody's question?
Indeed.
So, yeah, Red Dead Redemption 1, my absolute favorite game from a story standpoint, from a gameplay standpoint, from bonus content, things to do once you beat the game, all of that. I thought Red Dead Redemption 1 was so cool how you finish the game and your protagonist that you've played with 30 hours dies and you take up and play as his kid. It's been 8 years. If you haven't played Red Dead Redemption 1, you're not going to buy that over the second one, so I'm sorry. But yes, that was a spoiler. And you play as his son, and I think that's super cool. Like, that's so different. Like, I can't think of any other game that's ever done that.
I love how he's in this game too.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that's really cool is Jack is in the game. Jack Marston and John Marston are both in the game. So to answer your question, is Red Dead Redemption 2 as good as the first? I think it's better. Partially because it's been 8 years. Consoles are better. Hardware is much better. I mean, everything looks a lot better, plays better, but
I feel I should add, I didn't play the first one a whole lot. I barely played it. And then I was just like,
But you were late to the party,
I was
right?
super late to the party.
Right.
So I just couldn't get into it. Nobody's talking about it anymore.
I bought Red Dead Redemption 1 day one. Like, I played it the day it came out, loved it.
It's, Red Dead, and I think we talked the last probably 2 years a little bit about how these single-player games, despite them being single-player games, they still have that zeitgeist and the water cooler moments that you love talking to your friends with or your coworkers with. And so it's not a negative that, like, if you play it late, you're going to miss out because you're still going to experience that great story. But there is the social aspect in today's world that I don't think at least I wasn't tapped into 8 years ago when the first one came out.
Yeah. I, at small group the other night, I was talking about Red Dead 2 with almost all of my guys.
Yeah.
And it's just a blast.
Yeah.
And, like, a lot of times we're talking about these cons because a lot of times they're actually
hilarious.
Quite hilarious. Like when you hit a tree with your horse and you just off of it. It's very frustrating when you're playing. You're like, are you kidding me? But when you get to talk about it, it's quite funny.
Yeah.
So Cody, I think to give you the short answer, it's better. I like this one better than the first, and the first was my favorite game up until this point. So don't take it from me because I'm going to be more positive probably, but I think the general consensus is that it's a great game, and you can't go wrong with it. More cons, though?
Yeah, let's run through
Unless
these.
you had another question?
No.
Okay.
No.
The L2 function when you're on a horse. The L2 function when you're on your feet is awesome. You hit L2 and you can interact with people and NPCs and stuff. But when I'm on a horse, and this goes to Luke talking about the overreactions of people, and I'm like, I'm just trotting down the trail because I don't sprint everywhere like Luke.
Hey, mister.
I live in the West. I live there. I just kind of cruise around on my horse. Just trot around. And if I hit L2 to try to interact with somebody and say, hey, mister, because my honor is terrible and people hate me.
I feel like you should be antagonizing people.
Well, no, I don't. I've actually only done that once. I just kill a lot of people. But
how you doing, partner? Boom!
If they say anything like remotely snarky to me, I kill them. Mm-hmm. So that's why my honor's so bad. And I've killed a horse, which also takes your honor down. But yeah, like if I'm trying to use that while I'm trotting around on my horse kind of veers off to them because it also locks onto the person.
Yeah.
And I'll hit them, and they'll be like, hey, back up, dude, or whatever, and they'll pull their gun out and they'll shoot me.
Yeah.
Again, my honor goes down because if you shoot me or shoot near my horse, I'm going to kill you and probably your horse as well. So don't do that. So I usually have to kill someone, and then some witness will be like, oh, I'm going to report the crime, so I'll chase him down and kill him too. And then I'm like, well, my honor bar just went down.
You are a terrible person.
Living in the West, baby. That's how it was back then. I read it in my history books once.
Cowboy.
Just kidding.
Just once.
But I'm not kidding about killing all those people.
So with the
about reading that in textbooks.
With L2, I agree with that. It's kind of wonky on the horse, but also I don't like how L2 is to interact with somebody
and
aim your gun.
Yeah.
I went into the gun store and I tried to talk to the guy. You know what I did instead? I pulled out my gun and I aimed it at him. Not something you really want to do when you're trying to be honorable. And that happens a lot to me. I'll accidentally aim my gun at people and then they start shooting at me. It's like, man. Now I gotta run away from town. I'm gonna have to pay this bounty. Although I'm not paying my bounty for a while. I'm letting it rise up so I can get some achievements.
I had to pay all my bounties because I couldn't go anywhere.
My bounty in Valentine's pretty high right now. I think it's like $250.
My highest was $210.
Yeah.
So,
I did something kind of naughty in Valentine.
Do you have another con that you want to hit?
Yeah. Mainly because I don't understand it. Core meters. I don't get it. There's 2 meters for each thing. One is a core meter and one is your meter. And
your meter.
Like one, if it's all the way full,
Roger.
I think it's based on how much you refill.
You regen, yeah.
Just 1 meter, please. Come on. It's just too much.
This is part of
too much detail.
This is part of the semi-realism. So you have to sleep. You have to eat. That's what that's for. And it gives you a reason to drink alcohol and smoke cigarettes and stuff. So like for your dead eye.
Yeah.
That's all that's there for, is more of the semi-realism. And again, that's another one of those things. It just adds unnecessary times and functions to the game. But at the same time, I like it. It's different for, it makes you think about each approach.
I didn't understand that the core meter, though, in the middle is what made how fast the regular meter refills. It never explains that to you.
Yeah.
And that's another con is they never explain anything to you. There's like a little black bar up in the top left that's like, hit it really quick if you want to. Ride your horse. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm in a gunfight right now. I can't do this.
Yeah.
I'm focusing on getting headshots.
Stuff does pop up in the middle of really inopportune moments. Yeah, battle rifle, that's a good point. You can't take a bath at your camp. You have to pay to take a bath. That's a good point. But you're all about them deluxe baths, though.
You'd be going and filling up the bath, right?
Only 50 cents.
Yeah, it's only 50 cents. So it's not expensive. Deal. It's just you have to go out of your way to do it.
Every time.
Yeah. The deluxe bath, though. Every time. I have 2 more cons, so I'll let Luke.
I've done a couple of these that I need to take off. Oh, I did random encounters. Random encounters often never go right.
Yeah.
So just 2 really quick ones. That the fist fights, they're too long. I feel like for a real game, if I punch somebody in the face, they need to go down. Like, I just watched a clip of the last UFC fight. Dude took an elbow. Dude's a professional fighter, and he went out. I'm clocking these fools, and they're like, I can do this all day. It's like, you're not Captain America.
I like the fights.
I think they're fun, but like, I'm boom, 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 nut shot, face shot, stomach, and they're just like, yeah. I'm like, oh, it's exhausting.
I think the timing on them is pretty good, but we can agree to disagree.
Yeah, we can.
I think they're pretty great.
And then, I'll just do this one real quick. Bounties. I think having bounties is really cool. I just wish there was a second option instead of paint it. Like,
work it off or like do something.
Work it off, or maybe like threaten the sheriff or something. Be like, and if it doesn't work, it just goes up. And then you can't do that until
That'd be pretty
it's gone.
cool.
Like, you're gonna get rid of this bounty, or else I'm gonna kill your whole family. And I don't know.
Is that a con or like an alternative idea?
Alternative idea.
Okay.
And then I have one more con that is also a pro, and I'll wait for that one.
Okay. So I have 2 more cons. The first one I'll mention, you can't run in camp. That frustrates the crap out of me because you have to walk around everywhere and it takes longer.
It's so slow.
Again, it's an immersion thing. I get it, but it's just aggravating and it's frustrating to me. The other thing, and this was something that I wasn't sure how they would handle because I don't think Rockstar does this very well. The cover system just feels dated. Like when you enter cover, like it just doesn't feel like a great cover system, in my opinion, for a third-person shooter. The Division, Gears of War. Very good cover systems, very simple. They're not complicated at all. This one, it is so hard to
just stay behind a rock.
Yeah, like I tried to get behind a rock earlier. I came across a random camp of O'Driscolls. I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna kill these dudes, take all their loot their bodies, shoot them a couple extra times just in case they're zombies. Call it good, right? I try to get behind this rock, and my dude gets on this like skinny little tree, and I get shot in the head and I die. I'm like, all right, whatever. Stupid.
Sorry, I just saw
stupid.
Con.
So the cover system they can't change it now, right? I mean, there's nothing to do about it now, but it's just frustrating. But it's not the worst I've ever played either.
So I thought of another one real quick. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I love this game, by the way.
We're gonna get into the pros and be better.
And okay, so I buy a hotel room because I gotta sleep, and I'm really far away from camp. I go up, and sometimes it's with your hat or with looting somebody. And you stand next to the bed, and you're just constantly barely moving the controller
to try and get to the spot,
so I can just go to sleep, and then finally you get it, and it's like hold Y. But then it disappears because you have to hold Y. So I move around again. Nope, that's the wardrobe. Nope, just sitting. Bed. Okay, finally go to sleep. 20 minutes later. It's like, man, that seems like such a simple thing. It's just like I'm standing next to my bed. I should have the option of just sleeping in the bed. And I feel like there's a lot of...
Sorry. Battle Rifle has the best... Like, this is, again, talking about the social aspect of the game. You have the... I didn't know that about putting all your money in the camp and letting them arrest you. But then you have like $2,000, so
I have a lot of money. Rub the bang, boom, boom.
Luke doesn't help the camp financially.
Yeah, I do.
Just gives them items.
I loot everything, and I give them everything I find. I have pretty much everything unlocked in the camp.
That's awesome.
So there's nothing really else I can buy. Or it's always yellow. I'm always giving the butcher all my food.
That's awesome. I did not know that about putting the money in your camp, though. That's pretty awesome.
What are you guys' favorite parts of this game?
Yeah, let's get into the pros.
All right, but first I have to say
Your last con?
my last con, which is also pro, which is cinematic mode. I love watching cinematic mode. But if you come across some bad guys in cinematic mode, you're dead. Because you have to leave cinematic mode, you have to pull out your guns, you're not ready for it because you're not really paying attention. But cinematic mode is awesome because you can just watch your character go to where your waypoint is at. You don't have to even hold your controller. It just follows the road, and it's these really gorgeous shots, like of the landscape, and then your horse just going across with the sunset. And it's just like, ooh, I should take a picture of that. It's awesome.
We need to do that for the podcast.
We probably should.
Yeah. Like you mentioned today. But despite the bad things we just mentioned, we do also have pros. And these will probably be more elaborate than our cons.
We can't spend too much time on that.
No. We're going to get this
all night long, baby.
We're going to keep this thing moving. Luke, what do you got?
The scale of the game is just incredible. Because there's some parts where, like, I robbed a bank. And I get some fools to go with me. And on the way there, there's this music going boom, 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 boom. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, something's about to go down. And then I rob the bank, and it is just insane. Shooting everybody. There's explosions going off. I'm riding my horse, shooting people. And then also, in camp, you just talk to little Jack. He's like, does my daddy love me? I made this necklace for my mama. It's like there's these huge epic moments, but these small character moments, and they're done so well. So just the vastness of the scale, the big, the small, is just so well done. What you writing there?
24-hour stream, yes.
Oh, jeez.
I would do it for a cause. That'd be cool.
Extra Life was this last weekend.
I'm your
Like
Huckleberry.
No, it was just this last
gotcha.
weekend. Next year.
Battle Rifle said that another con is the music isn't memorable, and I see that you have music as one of your pros.
Oh, I love the music.
I think the music's pretty good too. And I just love how subtle it is at times.
That's why I think it's incredible.
That's so awesome.
It's like, because it matches the moments in the game that you're doing. Like, I was going to rob a bank, and it's just this really tense.
Right. Like building kind of music.
Yeah, and then there's sometimes you're just, like, it's nighttime, and there's this
you can hear the
like,
animals.
It's like a steel guitar, just it's just like, oh, I love this country.
Tell me how you really feel.
All right. Dude, sometimes I'm literally just riding my horse during the nighttime. I love playing at night.
I play during the day a lot.
I love playing underneath that big full moon.
All right.
Hunting bears.
All right. So I'm going to talk about the story. I think the story is super interesting because if you played the first one, if you know the story of the first game, this story for Red Dead Redemption 2 is building towards something huge. And something huge starts this story too that they haven't really, I don't know where you guys are at in the game, but they haven't really told you what it is. And if you played the first one, or if you refreshed your memory for the first one, or if you didn't play the first one and you watched a video or read up on the story of the first one, then you will know what that event was that started this game, this trek you're on with these group of misfits, basically. So I'm really excited to see where this story takes us. I haven't beat it yet. Luke hasn't beat it yet, and I don't think I will beat it for a while.
Not for a long
I have
time.
dumped quite a bit of time into it, but I keep telling my wife, I want this game to last.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I love this game. Like, I want to savor it because it's so good. And this story is so good, in my opinion. I just think it's incredible. I think that they're building towards something huge. Luke and I talked about it at dinner tonight, and I don't think I should say it.
No.
But I think what they're building towards will make a lot of people happy. And I think that it's going to be pretty epic when it happens. So if you get there, don't tell us what happens. We will announce when we beat it. But also to piggyback on the story, I think Arthur is a great
He's awesome.
Main character. I think there's a lot of things that are said in passing with people in your camp that make you realize that Arthur really isn't just a bad guy for no reason. Like, Arthur is here because something happened when he was younger. He got roped in with these guys, and he now just feels like he can't leave. And he feels like it's the only life there is. And so I think they make Arthur a compelling character, a character you care about. Like, I don't want anything to happen to Arthur. At least for me, I don't, because I think he's an awesome guy. And he has this moments of tenderness with Jack and with the ladies around camp, and you could tell he just cares about people in general.
He wants to help all of them.
Yeah, like, he wants to find a way to help, even if it's kind of reluctantly, or he doesn't
reluctant hero.
Like, he doesn't really care about the said person. Like, he doesn't like Micah, but he's willing to help Micah for the sake of the gang. Like, he does have, like, moments of redemption.
And, like, you always...
That was lame. But, yeah, Red Dead Redemption didn't even try.
At the beginning of the game, you're always just talking crap about John Marston.
But you help him out so much.
Like, half the missions are with him. And whenever you talk to him, there's, like, such a sense of camaraderie with him. That is awesome.
John is the little brother to Arthur, I think. Not in the literal sense, but, like, in the way that Arthur takes care of John, takes care of Jack, looks after John, tries to, like, he pokes fun at him a lot, he prods him a lot, and I think that's, Arthur is, like, the older guy, the gruff guy around camp who's been there for a while, and I like his relationship with John, and I think it's going to be dope. I'm really looking forward to that. Sorry. That is something worth noting, though. Go ahead, Luke. What's up next for you?
So I was talking about how in where I'm at in the game now, it's kind of like a Louisiana swamp area. And I was doing this mission, and I love playing at night, so I was playing at night, and I'm going through the swamp, and all this dead stuff is hanging from the tree, like moss and grass and stuff, not like people. But which I wouldn't be surprised in this game. But the moon is out, it's foggy. They got this, like, somewhat eerie music playing. I'm just like, yo, this is legit. The graphics and the lighting in this game
the lighting is next level.
Good. I went into a hotel in Valentine, and I'm walking up the stairs. There's a window at the top, and the sun was going right through it. And I'm in my room on a TV, and I was like, ugh! Because it was so bright, which is what happens in real life.
The moment I knew the lighting was next level when Arthur kind of turns his head and you can see the sunlight passing through the cartilage in his nose. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nuts.
It's ridiculously good.
Agreed. What's your next one? I used 2 in my last one, so I'll let you
the writing.
For the story or for just dialogue and stuff?
Both. We had been talking in the past about how Rockstar people had 100-hour work weeks, and a lot of that focus was on the writing. Well, you can tell.
Yeah, the writing's great. I would agree.
Every character, I feel like, is written super well. Some not as well as, like, Arthur.
Yeah,
but that's just going to happen. He's the main character. But you're just like, they talk to each other in ways that, like, it's like, yeah, that's probably how they talked back then.
Right. That's probably how it was.
They react in ways that you would expect. Like, somebody's like, hey, you want to do this? And he's just like, are you kidding me? I just did that. You want me to do this again? Or like how, like, hey, I want you to rob this bank with it. He's like, really? It's like, because he wants to do it. Oh, man, yeah. The writing, really, really top-notch writing.
I would agree. I don't know. This game means a lot to me, so I'm glad it's done so well. Next pro for me would be hunting and fishing.
Yes,
I just put it all into one.
Yeah, that was mine too.
Huge improvement from Red Dead Redemption. It's just insane how good it is. The legendary hunts are really cool. In Red Dead Redemption 1, they had Bigfoot in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what the big goofy thing will be in this one, but I'm really curious. I'm hoping it's a unicorn. But we'll see. I don't have a hunch on that. I do have like a little hunch on a vampire being in the game, but we'll see. Hunting and fishing though, super dope. The fishing's cool too. I like the way you reel.
Oh yeah,
I
with
think
the stick.
Yeah, I think that's really cool and different. I enjoy that a lot.
This is the second game this year that I've really enjoyed fishing in.
Yeah.
Far Cry 5 had some really good fishing too.
Far Cry 5 had great fishing.
Another thing for me is the missions are a lot of fun, but specifically whenever you rob a train or rob a bank.
The big set piece missions.
They are so epic. And I already talked about this when I talked about scale, but man, I get nervous if something's going to go wrong.
Yeah. You like actually find yourself wondering.
Yeah, and like there's different decisions you can make, like, hey, you take the lead on this, or you go around back.
Yeah, that was cool.
I'm going full in. I'm going to blow the safes. I'm going to try and crack the saves. Safes? Like, there's a lot of decisions in the big epic scale missions, and then you get into the big gunfights with those. And it's so much fun. There's nothing bigger than nothing better than a big action set piece in these games.
One of the things I wrote to mention as well is mission design is cool. Mm-hmm. And the side missions and random encounters and all of that are really well done. Mm-hmm. Like, the random encounters feel organic. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, Battle Rifle mentioned he was helping a girl whose horse broke down. Her horse fell on her leg, I believe, is the person you found or something like that. That feels like something that you would see.
You need a ride?
That feels like something you would see in the Old West. You know what I mean? Like that, you know, somebody's horse fell over or something happened and they're trapped underneath it. And yeah, I mean, it's organic. It feels natural to the game. It doesn't feel out of place. And I think that's very rare. Some side missions feel like chores in other games, but in this game, I don't feel like they are.
Mm-hmm. They figure out a way to make them fun.
Right. Absolutely. Are you out of pros?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure you have more, but yeah, for the episode's sake.
Pretty much, if it wasn't on my cons list, it's a pro.
And my last pro for this segment, there's a lot to do.
So, okay.
And it feels organic. It doesn't feel bad. It feels great. Brett would love it. Brett is still here, by the way.
You would love this game.
Don't worry about me.
So,
I am very much looking forward to getting this game after I have bought and installed a new garage door. So, life priorities.
Nah.
But, you know.
That's fair.
So, I was playing this game, and I'm like, got all these missions on my map. And I totally forgot. I've got all these documents inside my satchel of, like, all the gunslingers, and I can go look for all these bones, and I had not been looking at any of them. So that's pretty much what I've been doing. I haven't done anything story-wise in a long time.
And, like, the random things in camp where people ask you for items and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a lot that can be done in this game. And
I hadn't been paying attention to all that. I've only been doing, like...
The yellow missions and stuff?
Well, the white ones, too, that pop up. But that's pretty much all I've been doing. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have so much more I can do. And just for, like, a split second, I felt very whelmed.
Whelmed.
Not overwhelmed, just whelmed.
Just whelmed.
Just whelmed.
But I think I did not do those side missions. Not yet, at least. Battle Rifle, but I will probably be doing them this week. Specifically.
I do not blow heads off because I'm a nice robber. I'm seriously, I feel like Robin Hood when I play this game.
I'm not Robin Hood. I'm with you, Battle Rifle.
Like Sheriff of Nottingham.
I don't kill everybody in the trains, but I do steal all their stuff.
Unnecessary and what will inevitably be a failed segue. Who's excited for the Robin Hood movie?
I actually kind of am.
I'm not.
Like
I'm
think
glad someone is.
I think it'll have fun action, but I don't think it's gonna be very good.
Yeah, I'm
we'll
there. But if you can't tell,
Wrap up them dots. What do you guys?
we
last
both-
thoughts?
Favorite moment so far?
We got lots of social media
To wrap it up.
to talk about.
my favorite moment so far. What's yours, Luke? Give me a second.
Probably finding a KKK meeting and absolutely annihilating all of them. Because those people are dumb. I destroyed them, man. They were doing their thing, and I was like,
Boom, boom, boom.
Hey, boys.
I stabbed their leader.
Did you say hello there? Hello there.
Hey, mister! No, I just stood there and watched, and they're like, I don't want to ruin it for you what kind of happens if you just stand there.
Don't tell me.
But it was quite hilarious, and then I did not show mercy to them. And actually, when I started going off on them, I gained honor for that. So,
Way to be a
did the
rock
right
star.
thing.
I love it. My favorite moments so far. That's tough. I really enjoy the sentimental moments in the game. So I think my favorite moment was, so far, I was in the boat with Hosea and Dutch, and they were all just having a good time talking about
singing.
Yeah, they were singing, they were fishing, they were just enjoying life for a little bit in this world where they're not welcome, where they're wanted, where people want them dead. But they had a time to smile, and Dutch, on their way into camp on the boat, Dutch goes, let's not let the people in camp know we were having this much fun. And I was like, it's really cool to see that in a world where, again, they're hunted, they can smile and have a good time. And I think that's a good reminder for people. When it feels like life sucks, you can always smile and have a good time for a little bit. Again, love this game.
Yes.
Can't wait to play more of it.
Highly recommend it. Recommend it. It's a absolute blast.
He's recommending it.
Recommending it.
Has the official What the Fanboy stamp of approval.
Stamp of approval.
Yeah,
Stamped.
like they're gonna start putting the What the Fanboy stamp on games.
Yeah, like they
the
do with Rotten Tomatoes on movies.
It's gonna say
gonna have
WTFB
It's
approved.
gonna have this logo on it. It's gonna be dope.
I think that moves us into our next and final segment, right?
Some
Some socials.
some social media time.
We're still calling it Twitter with Tyler this week, even though we're implementing Instagram with Brett as well. So, are you ready, Luke?
Do we need to figure out a new
ready,
name
Luke?
for this?
I don't know.
We should.
We should open up a poll, have people vote.
Just be like, hey, what should we call this? All right, here we go.
Are you ready? No.
There you
Anything we
go,
already talked about.
iTunes listeners. By iTunes, I mean anybody who just uses audio. By iTunes, it's easier.
All right. Let's get Twitter with Tyler out of the way first, because I only have one question.
All right. Oh, I have another one that we forgot last week.
From Twitter?
It was way down in the feed.
Oh, okay. You'll have to bring it
I'll
up.
bring it
after This one. So this one comes from Stephanie.
Sound is off.
Sound is off. Like
That
completely?
rifle just said sound is off.
Oh, it came
Oh,
back.
good.
It probably
I'm
went
gonna
off.
I'm gonna blame Luke.
Woo! Bring it on!
Is Luke's air horn
It may have happened when I tried to.
It's getting too lit, baby.
when you hit the
Okay.
button.
Hmm.
Maybe it went a little long or something.
Could have.
So, okay.
What
Well,
we got?
the first question and only question, or actually the first question, sorry, Brett, comes from Stephanie at St. Eitzen.
Who could that be?
I don't know. Do you know her?
I don't know any Steitzens.
You don't know any Steitzen? Okay. Well, do you know a Steitzen?
Is that a band?
Yeah. No. Okay. Anyways, her question was, what is everyone's most impactful / most memorable movie moment from your childhood?
Oh my gosh.
So a singular moment.
Define childhood. What's the youngest age I can go with here?
I don't know. Probably 15 and down? 14 and down?
Yeah, I'd say middle school and lower.
middle school
Maybe
and lower.
before middle school.
Yeah.
Darn.
I know mine. Do you know yours? Or do you want me to go ahead?
Go ahead.
So mine, I saw this question today and I text my mom. Mom, if you're still there, thank you for answering that text message today. And I asked her what's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of the most impactful movie moment for me as a kid? And the first thing she said, and it took her like 20 seconds to respond. The movie Babe. Have you guys seen that movie? It's about a pig.
Yes. It's a good one.
I honestly don't know if I've seen it.
Okay.
Oh, really?
So at the very beginning of the movie,
I don't know.
these farmers come into the pig pen and start prodding this adult pig. And the baby pig is watching as its mom is being hauled away to be butchered. Right? So I, of course, as a kid, I started crying. And because it scared me because they're so loud and, you know, they're prodding things, and it's really sad as a kid. You're watching this baby be ripped away from its parents or its mom. And I guess I turned to my mom while I was crying and said, how's the baby pig going to survive without its mom? And I've always been a mama's boy, so I think that moment just kind of stuck with me my whole life. It's kind of weird. But the movie Babe. The other one that came to mind would be Air Bud, when the kid was trying to leave the dog on the island by himself. That part struck a nerve. There's a few movies. I can keep going if you guys need more time.
No.
Another one for me is Free Willy.
You know,
I don't need to explain that one.
I mean, mine isn't nearly as emotional. I know I have an emotional one. The one that immediately came to my mind was it's cliche, but it's the moment in Jurassic Park when you first see the dinosaurs, because it opens your imagination to in a way that I had never experienced before. Mm-hmm. And as someone who loves movies and loves that magic, that's something that stuck with me. I'll think about my emotional one if Luke's ready.
It's a sentimental question.
It is kind of a sentimental question. Yeah.
So sure. I asked, I might have to cheat because honestly, I cannot think of one from my childhood.
That's fine.
Whether it
as far back as you can.
As far back as I can. Me and Logan growing up watched The Lion King like 18 times in a row when we got our tonsils out.
Yeah.
But I don't remember that. I remember almost dying in the theater when we watched Tarzan at the very beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But the first one I thought of was when I saw The Dark Knight for the first time. I know I was not a kid. I was 16.
You're such a baby.
But that movie is why I am obsessed with not just superheroes, but also movies.
Yeah. Because
that mixed comic book with film for me. And really ever since then, it's just been something I care about. Yeah, for real though.
That's awesome.
And I know I'm not really a kid. I was driving. I don't know. I don't really remember any of the movies I watched when I was a kid. Here's the thing. I didn't like going to see movies when I was a kid. It scared me because it was loud.
Oh.
So it's hard for me to answer.
There's a couple moments that I know I blocked from my memory, so they probably affected me. Like, I only ever remember watching Bambi once, and I vividly don't remember the beginning of that, but I know my parents wouldn't have not shown me, so maybe I was so traumatized from the beginning of Bambi that I...
That's fair.
The other one that's really interesting from an emotional perspective, and this probably just reveals a little more of my gentle-heartedness, is The Princess Bride. I did not like it when Wesley was killing the ROUTSs in the forest. I thought that was just the rodents. The rodents of unusual size. ROU of unusual. Oh, not T. There's no T's in there. ROUSs.
You didn't like that?
I didn't like that.
I didn't watch Charlotte's Web Battle Rifle.
Charlotte's Web was good. Oh, gosh. Yeah, no. That's a good one.
There is one more for me that stuck, and I talk about this movie a lot because it's my favorite movie, and Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
When they finally come together, yeah. Left side, strong side. For just that moment when you finally see people start to work together for the same goal, no matter what their differences. In any point, in a movie, in life, in sport, I played sports my whole life. That just, it always makes me feel good
Yeah.
Even to this day, watching that scene, I get choked up just because what it represents is huge, and I just think it's so awesome.
Absolutely.
So, all right, do we have non-emotional questions?
Yeah.
Can we?
So we had another Twitter question from @pronouncedIan, our good friend Ian Deckard. What original Scooby-Doo episode was your favorite? Bonus question for 50 points. What's the official name of the company the Scooby-Doo team calls themselves?
Mystery Incorporated.
Yeah, I was going to say Mystery Incorporated.
All right, there you go.
That was real quick.
Scooby-Doo meets Batman and Robin. Stupid question. Sorry. No, I was kidding. I loved all those meeting ones, like Scooby-Doo meets the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo meets Batman and Robin. Scooby-Doo meets Don Knotts. Great episode. Those were my favorite, but specifically Batman and Robin, because they're chasing the Joker and the Penguin Catwoman, and it was the Adam West version.
Right.
So much fun. So awesome.
I did not watch much Scooby-Doo growing up. I was deprived of that experience.
Oh,
That's unfortunate.
I know.
Mine, the simple, easy answer. What the heck?
Yeah, your computer's been going crazy. I'm pretty sure it's possessed.
Mine would have to be. What is happening?
Yeah, you don't need notes.
He's been hacked.
Mine would have to be. I don't know the name of the episode. I'm sorry, but The Creeper. Just it's a classic episode. It's what introduced me to Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
So yeah, Scooby-Doo is one of my favorite cartoons as a kid. It's a great one. Do you have all of it on your?
No, I just have 5 episodes.
Oh, I was about to say.
I just really wanted to watch Scooby-Doo one time, and I didn't know how to do it, so I just bought a couple episodes on iTunes.
All right, so last week at the end of the show, we talked about Halloween-themed stuff. Patrick, in the YouTube stream, in the comments, asked, do you think a Nightmare on Elm Street prequel would be good? And we said we'd answer it this week.
Okay.
No.
I think it would be hard to do.
Yeah.
Just because of what Freddy represents and what he was. But it's kind of already been done with
The Michael Bay one.
The Michael Bay one with Jackie Earle Haley and Katie Cassidy. So it's out there for you to watch. I thought it was okay. It's not great. It's not good. But I thought it was okay. It's a different telling. It's a little more in-depth on who Freddy is. So, and Jackie Earle Haley, despite looking kind of weird for Freddy, is a good actor, and he does a good job with what he was given.
I say no because I don't want to sympathize for Freddy.
I definitely didn't sympathize for him.
And I don't really know how else you can really do it.
Yeah.
Without trying to invoke that just a little bit, and I don't want to feel anything for him because he's...
Yeah, they don't make you feel bad.
That's the
Nasty
challenge
Demon
with scary movies, right? And their villains is the more you show of your villain, the more you
I don't want
tend
to know
sympathize
anything
with them. And part of the appeal of the slasher horror film is that character is super mysterious.
Rob Zombie tried to do it with Michael Myers, and
Yeah,
it did not
didn't
work in the slightest.
So, on Instagram, Dana Wolge, I don't know who that is.
Who dat?
Me either.
I
I know Dana Davis.
A question about Harry Potter or
Harry Potter cannot go
Fantastic
back to
Beasts.
Hogwarts.
Do you think Newt in Fantastic Beasts will still be the protagonist? I think she's talking about this movie, the next movie specifically,
Yeah, going
Crimes of Grindelwald, but the inevitable sequels as well. Do you think Newt will still be the protagonist, or will this start to morph into Dumbledore Grindelwald movies?
Oh, that's a loaded answer.
Oh, I'll go. I think Newt is going to be the lead still.
For all of them?
For all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Dumbledore is really going to be more of a Hermione character. Hermione is vital to the Harry Potter story.
Right.
She's not the lead.
Right.
But she's honestly the whole reason that Harry
Is successful.
is successful.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I have a very different view.
I
That's a good
think
point
I think
on that.
Dumbledore will fight Grindelwald in the end, but I still think you can do that with Newt being the lead.
I think
Sorry, I keep
No,
going.
go.
I think whatever her name is, Catherine Waterston's character is going to take all those characters are going to take way more back seats, like the Muggle,
Sure.
Muggle dude and
Kowalski's he's just gonna be in there for comic relief now.
Yeah, the adjournment girl and Catherine Waterston's character are all gonna really take a back seat and be more like Neville and Luna kind of things.
Neville's so good though.
So I'll agree with you that I think Newt's
almost the chosen one.
Going to be the protagonist throughout the whole series. What I differ on is what it tells us about Dumbledore's character.
Do you think Dumbledore's gonna die?
No. No.
Eventually.
But there's a spoilers for
Blood Prince.
So Dumbledore's character is very interesting. He's always kind of on the outside, and he's always been very manipulative, and I think that this movie is just going to
be him manipulating Newt, kind of.
Yeah,
like I need you to do this.
He when does he ever really deal with his problems? He doesn't.
He gets other people to do it.
He gets other people to do it for him, which is, a great character flaw to explore. Now, if he's not the main character, even a strong supporting character, it comes off as, plot. We gotta move
device.
the plot.
Yeah, it's a plot device.
So we'll see how it's implemented, but
I think Newt will be the protagonist throughout as well. I think the line in the trailer when Dumbledore is telling Newt, I can't face Grindelwald.
Mm-hmm.
That's them saying, look, Newt's our guy. We're going with Eddie Redmayne. We're going to do this thing.
Yep.
And I think that's smart.
I think it's good. Yeah, I think it explores a different corner of that universe, having Newt be the main character. But I do think we will get Dumbledore and Grindelwald and have their moment for sure.
Here's, I think, a good comparison. The Lord of the Rings is about Frodo destroying the ring. Aragorn has a very important story, and he's not really a side character in that.
Sure, he's
not
the
main part dealing with the ring.
Right. But they do a good job of balancing that.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think it could be kind of like that.
Yeah.
If they can balance it that well, oh my goodness, that would be amazing. That would be incredible. So.
All right.
Next question.
From EXM, who are your most over and underrated actors and actresses?
Oh,
who's most overrated? Who's most underrated?
Overrated? Will Ferrell.
Ooh.
And Kevin Hart. I just not usually there. They have to really convince me to see one of their movies.
Overrated, especially in the last 2 years, The Rock. He is fun to watch, but he is not a good actor.
I agree.
He has one role that just gets put into a script.
Mm-hmm. He is fantastic in Central Intelligence, though.
He's great in Jumanji.
Have you seen?
I would agree on both of those. He's good in those movies, but I'm saying you can't when you put out 10 movies and 50% of them or more.
I'm ex-military.
I'd say 60% of them are bad. And he plays the same role in every one. He's not a good actor. They've just found good scripts for him.
And you kind of always have to have some type of same backstory for him because his muscles are literally bigger than my entire body.
I don't know if she's overrated, but I think Sophie Turner is a terrible actress.
Ooh, overrated. Scarlett Johansson.
Also true.
See ya. Bye. Don't need you. Underrated.
I also think you guys are gonna hate me.
I think hate you.
Robert Downey Jr. is overrated as well.
Ooh, no,
That's just because I don't like him.
That.
But
I don't agree with you, but I don't disagree with you. I'm just indifferent about him, I think.
Thanks. Underrated? Who's underrated?
Have you seen any of his stuff pre Iron Man?
I don't like
any of his older stuff.
I've seen U.S. Marshals.
I think
the sequel to The Fugitive.
I think his older stuff shows that he's a talented actor who just.
Oh yeah,
He has done one thing since his comeback, so I can understand where you come from if you haven't seen his older stuff. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
I understand your point of view.
Yeah. Thanks.
I'm
thinking who's underrated.
That one's harder.
I feel like
it's very hard.
Yeah, I feel like underrated is maybe I feel like it's harder to be underrated in today's social and that's maybe like on a general audience level, it still exists. But like when we talk about actors and actresses, like
Battle Rifle's got 2.
Yeah.
He says Chloe Grace Moretz is overrated, and he says Shameik Moore is underrated.
Dude, oh yes, he's awesome and Dope. Dope is an awesome movie. Oh man, I was so excited when Rick Famuyiwa was directing The Flash. But good call, really good call. I mean, for me, I always talk about how much I love Emily Blunt.
She is underrated, though. I agree.
And I feel like she does not get enough credit. Like, and she's incredible in Sicario.
That's
like,
fair.
I saw this
like that answer.
I saw this in an interview with John Krasinski when he's talking about A Quiet Place, and he's like, she just did Sicario, and then she goes into Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
And now she's in this. Like, you have to be incredible to make that kind of switch.
Sure.
Who can do all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I'd go with Emily Blunt.
That's a good one. Oh, man, this is a tough question. Underrated.
Say for a male, I'd actually think I'd go with Mark Wahlberg. I
Yeah.
think
He's got range.
I don't think he's super great, but he has a lot more range than I think people give him credit
Yeah,
for.
Absolutely.
Like in The Departed, he's really good. He's also really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like that movie Instant Family's coming out. Probably won't see it in theaters. My parents want to see it. But the trailer, I thought he was funny in the trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Mark Wahlberg.
Battle Rifle also threw out for 2 overrated. Jennifer Lawrence. I assume that's who you mean by J-Law.
Very.
Yes.
And
I can't stand Jennifer Lawrence.
and Michael Fassbender.
I like Michael Fassbender.
I like him too. I do think that he is a little bit typecast these days. I think he did great in Jobs. It was Jobs.
Yeah, he was in Jobs.
When was it? I can't. There were 2. One,
not the Ashton Kutcher.
not the Ashton Kutcher one. I can't remember which one was named which, but I thought he showed good range there. I actually really enjoy him for the most part in Magneto until it comes to the action scenes, and then he's just given bad dialogue. But yeah, Sally Hawkins, Battle Rifle says is underrated. I would agree with that.
I haven't seen most of her stuff. I've only seen her in Paddington.
Well, that's a good question. Overall, we have
I'm
one
still trying
more.
to think of an underrated.
It's hard.
It is. I think underrated is way harder to think of.
If I think of one and blurt it out.
Okay, this might be controversial.
Do it.
For overrated.
Okay.
But maybe Tom Hardy after Venom. I don't know. I need more information.
I think one out of however many movies he's been in, though.
Yeah, it's true.
Can't really put him as overrated. What about James McAvoy? Could we say he's underrated?
Sure.
Because he's incredible.
Yeah, I think he's a really good
Like,
actor.
in Split, dude plays 20 different people.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
Daniel Kaluuya,
Yeah.
underrated. Dude's amazing.
He is.
The kid who plays Billy in Power Rangers is underrated. He's a good actor.
Which one's Billy?
The black kid.
Okay.
He's a good
Yeah,
actor as well.
He was probably the part I liked about that movie.
Yeah. He's pretty good.
Sebastian Stan, I think, is really good. He's the guy
Dude,
who plays
he
Bucky.
is so good in I, Tonya.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, he's
He's
incredible.
underrated.
He's starting to pick up some roles, though.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep this thing moving.
All
Sorry.
right.
Keep the
Cassie
train
Lee
rolling.
W. asks, do you watch Critical Role?
What?
Do you know what Critical Role is?
Is that a D&D thing?
It is.
Ha! Boom! I don't watch it, but I've heard of it. Does that count?
Sure.
Yes.
What is it on?
It's a web series.
Oh, I don't watch it.
It's
I
on Twitch
really
and
like
YouTube.
playing D&D. But
So is it too early to tease that?
maybe.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't hear that.
If you like Critical Role,
Stay tuned.
We might have something that you will enjoy in the future.
Stay tuned.
Soon, TM.
I know. Battle Rifle said Billy is where I'm from in Florida. You're from Florida, Billy? Didn't we?
Billy?
There's a place called
Or
Billy
Battle
Florida.
Rifle? Sorry. No, sorry. Sorry.
Okay.
I screwed that up.
last thing from social
Florida
media.
shout-out.
This last week, we talked a little bit about Star Wars earlier, but we had an Instagram poll where we asked you guys if you liked Star Wars The Last Jedi, and it was about as divisive as it could be.
It's amazing how, like, similar that divide still is. Just in our poll with, like, 10 votes.
Yeah, 10 votes?
I don't know how many you had.
We had 14 votes.
I was rounding down.
And next time, I hope to get 20.
Yes.
You gonna ask the same question?
No.
We're going to ask
the
same question every time.
We had 14 people vote. We had one person vote twice, so we had 15 votes. I negated that second vote from that same person. Logan, you know who you are. Don't abuse your second Instagram account. 58% of people liked The Last Jedi, and 42%.
Brett texted all his friends and told them to vote
I did
yes.
not. I did no such thing.
You did tweet, I really need some help in this poll.
And then one person who was already trying to figure it out responded to it. Calm down. We will have more Star Wars things to talk about.
I just want to say real quick, stop trying to convince people that they have to like that movie.
No, you don't.
Like,
I don't.
I need to say something to Joel though. Like, I made a joke GIF triggered tweet, and then he's like, hot take, actually, blah blah blah. I actually did not read that until later. He did use all 140 characters. Just come on, like, seriously, bro.
I don't think it was the worst movie of the year, Battle Rifle, but I did not like that movie. I think something that would be really cool that could come out of this, though, is all three of us do a commentary on it while we watch it.
Oh, we totally need to do that.
I was going to talk to you after the show, so we'll talk more after the show.
Hey, yo. Our heads are all in the same place right now. This is good.
We don't have a Star Wars movie this winter to talk about, so I think we're going to still talk about. We're still going to talk about one.
I love Star Wars, but I'm glad we're getting a little bit of a break.
We already talked about it, actually.
Well, but the commentary.
Oh.
Anyways.
And that would be. We'll
and I don't want to do a solo commentary.
No, we're not. No. This would be a very special thing. Anyways, I think that's it for social media.
I think that's it for the episode this week. Thank you for joining us, guys.
Yeah, go play Red Dead, because it's really good.
Play it until your horses need new horseshoes.
And make sure you follow us on... I'm going to push for Instagram now, because that's what I'm running. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. Instagram's where we're going to do fun things like polls.
Twitter is a Brett and Tyler joint operation.
I should say I did log back in on the Twitter. Because I posted that video.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That was great. It was a great little video.
Yeah. Thanks.
All of us are running the Twitter.
I probably won't do too much unless I'll probably make more of those videos because it's real quick.
It's fine.
But yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun polls and question things and whatever those slider thingies are.
Our goal is to just always be engaging with you guys, and you let us know what you want to hear and see, and
we want
to do more fun things. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
let us know if you ever want to shoot us a email. whatthefanboy@gmail.com.
Yep.
That's going to be changing soon.
It is.
It is. But that email is still fine.
Yeah.
Just hit us up on social. That's the easiest.
@whatthefanboy. Super simple. You can find me at theboy1THE_BOI_WNDA.
You can find me at Tyler_19_Davis. If you're watching, it's above me. If you're listening, you just heard it.
You can find me at Brightson, anywhere and everywhere.
Brightson.
And we will catch back up with you guys next week. Well, they will. I'm gone next week. It's my wedding anniversary. So.
It's all right. We got the backpacks. We'll carry the team.
We need to figure out what we're going to talk about.
I know.
They can handle this. See ya.
See ya, everybody.